This week, the US has been doing deals across the Gulf region, as in recent months have Donald Trump's family businesses.
This is completely unprecedented. We've never had a situation where a president has gone on a foreign trip abroad and only gone to countries where he has a personal financial interest.
President Trump decided to begin the first major trip of his second term in Saudi Arabia. He signed a multi-billion-dollar arms deal and said the US had no stronger partner. Compare that to Joe Biden in 2019, who, before winning the presidency, vowed to make Saudi Arabia a pariah state. That was because of the murder of Saudi journalist and US resident Jamal Khashoggi, a murder US intelligence concluded was ordered by Saudi Arabia's de facto leader, Mohammed bin Salman. And while, as president, Joe Biden would choose to meet the Crown Prince in Saudi Arabia, even so, Donald Trump's visit significantly warms US-Saudi relations. "I like him too much," the president said of Mohammed bin Salman. Donald Trump's business empire likes Saudi Arabia too. The Trump Organization is run by the president's eldest sons, Eric and Donald Jr., and before and after their father's election victory last year, real estate deals in Saudi Arabia were signed. There's also the president's son-in-law and former advisor, Jared Kushner. A private investment fund that he runs received a $2 billion investment from Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund, which is controlled by the Saudi state. The Saudi state, remember, is led by Mohammed bin Salman. And this parallel deal-making with the US administration and with the president's businesses is not restricted to Saudi Arabia. From there, the president flew to Qatar. In April, a new Trump International Golf Club just outside Doha was announced. A state-owned firm, Qatari Dia, put out a press release detailing its involvement, along with the Saudi real estate company Dar Global. Eric Trump is quoted. He talks of being incredibly proud to work with both. Later, though, the Trump Organization sought to clarify that the deal itself was with the Saudi firm, but not with Qatari Dia. There's this too. Qatar has offered to gift a Boeing 747-8 for Mr. Trump to use during this term in office. And the president's keen.
I mean, I could be a stupid person and say, no, we don't want a free, very expensive airplane. But I thought it was a great gesture.
To senior Democrat Senator Chuck Schumer, this amounts to premium foreign influence with extra legroom. To prominent conservative commentator Ben Shapiro, President Trump promised to drain the swamp. This is not, in fact, draining the swamp, he says. Or there's the US Justice Department. It's led by Pam Bondi, who Trump appointed as Attorney General and who's a former lobbyist for the Qatari government. Multiple US media reports say she's now provided a memo explaining that accepting the jet would be permissible, though that memo hasn't been made public. And while the Qatari plane was being debated, in Qatar itself, deals with the US kept coming, including on defense and trade. There was a state dinner too. Mr. Trump called Qatar's ruling emir an outstanding man. For Qatar, just as for Saudi Arabia, this messaging is progress. In 2017, during his first term, Trump had criticized Qatar, claiming it had been a funder of terrorism at a very high level. The last stop of the trip was the UAE. It brought more deals with the US. Trump's family businesses have been busy in the UAE too. There's a plan for a Trump International Hotel and Tower in Dubai. And then there's the Trump family's crypto venture, World Liberty Financial. A state-backed fund in Abu Dhabi is using it to facilitate a $2 billion deal. The crypto venture's website lists President Trump as chief crypto advocate. And two co-founders of this venture are Zach Witkoff and Alex Witkoff. They're the sons of Steve Witkoff, who's listed as a co-founder emeritus. He's also a real estate investor, a golf buddy of Donald Trump's, and the president's special envoy to the Middle East. This three-country trip has, for some, raised concerns, but the White House rejects them. It's told the BBC President Trump just secured trillions of dollars of investments into the US, which will create good-paying jobs and bolster economic growth. As we have repeated time and again, there are no conflicts of interest. It's true, large deals with the US government and US business have been signed this week. It's also true that Trump's business empire has changed its approach to potential conflicts of interest. During Donald Trump's first term, the Trump Organization said it would no longer pursue overseas business ventures. This time around, there's a commitment to no new transactions with foreign governments. That is not the same and leaves plenty of space for deals. But Eric Trump has offered reassurances, promising a series of comprehensive ethical measures aimed at proactively addressing potential conflicts. But not everyone's convinced.
When Trump was elected for the second time, we were told that measures would be introduced to reduce conflicts of interest. Yet, in practice, we've seen quite the opposite. Rampant foreign entanglements, rampant conflicts of interest, leading people to question whether what the president is doing is in his interests or the national interest.
To those who question that, this is the White House response.
I think it's frankly ridiculous that anyone in this room would even suggest that President Trump is doing anything for his own benefit. He left a life of luxury and a life of running a very successful real estate empire for public service.
But while President Trump isn't running his businesses while in office, he does still own them. And as a senior fellow at the Conservative American Enterprise Institute says, even if he's not running the company, he profits when the company does well. When he leaves the White House, the company is worth more. His personal wealth goes up. All of which is why, once more, for better or for worse, Donald Trump is taking the US presidency well outside of accepted norms.